Ladies and gentlemen, William Barr is refusing to speak or be questioned by staff lawyers. And I've been speaking about this in several segments prior to this one. This is an NBC News article. Can Congress make Attorney General Barr testify? Basically, they can't. They can't. They need to either accuse him of some kind of criminal behavior, or it can go to the Supreme Court. But then it goes on, it says, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Representative Jerry Nadler is threatening to subpoena Attorney General William Barr, who has told the committee he refuses to appear. He may refuse to appear at a hearing Thursday unless members abandon their plan to have him questioned by staff lawyers. That's the committee counsel. Notice, it's really interesting. I don't remember Republican lawyers questioning Peter Strzok or James Comey or Attorney General Loretta Lynch. I don't remember that. There was one attorney who was at the Kavanaugh hearing, and that was like a farce. Like the most, anyway. Why does he have to? Why would any attorney general speak to staff lawyers of the opposite political party when he's willing? William Barr is willing to speak to Nadler and House Judiciary Committee congressional Democrats. He's willing to do that. Okay, he is willing to speak. Okay, so members of House Judiciary Committee. Okay, let's see who are these wonderful people. Gerald Nadler, okay. Eric Swalwell is on here. So this is the House Judiciary. No wonder they want legal counsel. No wonder they want their lawyers to speak to William Barr. They got Eric Swalwell. They're not really working with a lot. You got Gerald Nadler, Zoe Lofgren, Sheila Jackson, Steve Cohen, Hank Johnson, Ted Deutsch, Karen Bass, Cedric Richmond, Hakeem Jeffries, David Cicilline, Eric Swalwell, Ted Lieu, Jamie Raskin, Pramila Jayapal, Val Demings, Lou Correa, Mary Scanlon, Sylvia Garcia, Joe Neguse, Lucy McBath, Greg Stanton, Madeline Dean, Debbie Powell, Veronica Escobar. So you have Jerry Nadler and all the congressional Democrats I just mentioned. They are free to ask William Barr anything they want. They can say in an alternate universe, did Putin and Trump purchase Facebook ads and hire hackers to hack the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated? And did they target swing states with Buff Bernard coloring books? They can ask any question they want. The Buff Bernard coloring book. There was literally a coloring book, a Buff Bernie coloring book that was one of the Facebook ads that was said to swing the election. By the way, Hillary's running again. Just letting you know. Clinton is running again. She'll easily win the Democratic nomination. They don't have a political party. They have a plaything of a couple named the Clintons. But anyway, there was no collusion and no obstruction. So they couldn't find any collusion. There was no grandiose fantasy, no endeavor to conspire against the United States government by working with a foreign power. That's actually what Hillary Clinton did. She purchased the Steele dossier. that was compiled with a Russian intelligence officer, Russians close to the Kremlin, allegedly. No doubt he made up the whole thing, Christopher Steele. But it's really interesting. Here you have the intelligentsia. It's like 5 things I learned from the Mueller report. Okay, what did you learn? Consider 2 examples. The first is the particularly ugly section concerning Trump's efforts to get then-Attorney General Sessions to unrecuse. But Sessions didn't unrecuse, so how is that obstruction of justice, number 1? Number 2, it's his Attorney General. There's no evidence of a crime. James Comey stated categorically he's not under investigation. There was never a predicate criminal act. So and he didn't recuse himself. So how is this obstruction? The alleged facts are simple enough. The key phrase here is according to Mueller. Everything in that report is based on third-party hearsay, gossip. It's quoted that Trump said this from a staff member of Sessions or from James Comey's memos. Or the Russians did this based on a CrowdStrike assessment. There's no evidence of anything. There's no evidence of anything. They had Trump's associates, all of them, wiretapped. They had Trump on incidental communication, almost certainly. But here, the alleged facts are simple enough. According to Mueller, the president asked Corey Lewandowski to convey a message to Sessions. How do we know that happened? The Mueller report was composed by a team of Democratic partisans that gave a total of $50,000 in donations to Democrats, Clinton, Obama, and the DNC. And one attorney actually represented the Clinton Foundation in a lawsuit. Speaking of that, President Trump is suing Deutsche Bank and Capital One to block congressional investigations into his business dealings. That's fantastic. Why on earth should Democrats simply demand documents, demand his taxes, demand documents related to his business deals, when they haven't even accused him of a specific criminal act associated with his business endeavors? At least accuse the guy. See, they have been so spoiled by the Mueller probe that they just think they can investigate because they want to. Meanwhile, if you did that to Clinton, okay, they would never allow it, number 1. They would never allow Trump to purchase a dossier. They would never allow, with help from, that is help from a foreign power. The dossier is exactly what they accused Trump of doing. That was compiled with Russian sources, and she purchased it. The rebuttal will be, well, she didn't purchase it. She funneled money through her law firm. That's what they do. That's what she does. She accepts money as bribes from her foundation. It's like so transparent. Like Clinton is like a drug dealer on the corner, but you don't see the exchange of narcotics. So you're just like, that person's on the corner and is constantly meeting with different people and they're shaking hands, I think, and they're there all the time, and it's like, you know what's going on. But with Clinton, the overt, transparent, like the obvious criminal activity, owning servers outside of the United States government that you can't even paint any, because then PolitiFact will be like, oh, you said the semantics here is no, well, she didn't accept anything. In fact, it went through her foundation, so she didn't really accept a bribe. See, it's not really a bribe when money goes through the foundation and then beneficial treatment takes place. Can't you see? She has nothing to do with it. That's like every liberal publication defending Clinton. With Trump, it's and by the way, William D. Campbell, the FBI informant, spoke to 3 congressional committees saying that, oh yeah, the Russians were bragging about their influence over the Clinton Foundation and President Obama's administration during the Uranium One deal, when Bill Clinton actually met with Putin. Bill Clinton's meeting with Putin at his home. Bill Clinton's meeting with Loretta Lynch. Bill Clinton's meeting everyone on the planet. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Trump wins the election. Manafort purchased an ostrich feather jacket 10 years ago. It's high crimes and misdemeanors. It's the end of the world. But I'll read you this. So William Barr is not going to relitigate, rehash something that should never have been investigated. This is like the bridge to nowhere. But they keep on trying to build the bridge to nowhere. They don't realize that it's not working out for them. So it was requested that Sessions reassert control over the special counsel's investigations. So make a speech in which he would declare that the president didn't do anything wrong. So and that the special counsel's investigation of him was very unfair. So and restrict the special counsel's investigation to interference in future elections. If he had done a criminal act, if he had committed a criminal act, that would be different. But Lewandowski asked a White House staffer to deliver the message in his place. The staffer in question never did so. So what's the problem here? Nothing ever happened. The mere thought that Trump would actually possibly do something is obstruction. This is, I don't get this. This is the Atlantic. And they're like, here, this is what we learned from the Mueller report. A few factors are important to highlight here. All of them aggravating. No, it never happened. So that you're talking about something that's never happened. Lewandowski was not a government employee, and you don't even know if any of this took place. There's no evidence that any of this took place. Where are the emails? If there's an email exchange, if there's something caught on tape, we have to take Mueller's word on this. But it gets worse because Trump did not really seek to get Sessions involved. Sessions to involve himself in a matter which he was recused. He should never have recused himself. He did nothing wrong speaking to Sergei Kislyak. So I don't understand why Sessions recused himself in the first place. And I can't fathom. Oh my God. LMNOP said Rosenstein's leaving in April. I was saying Rosenstein said he was leaving 2-3 months ago. I called Sessions leaving before it even happened. It's below in the pinned comment. My God almighty, stop with the message board. Stop. You're killing me. Stop. LMNOP? Yeah. There's not super secret spy agents. They're not talking to you. They're not talking to you through message boards. It doesn't. Okay, 4chan, 8chan, they're not only discredited, they're like the sewer of the internet. Okay? If you remember back to meeting people on AOL, America Online dating functions, this is what happened in the late 90s, The internet was coming around. If you remember that, because the LMNOP message board cult is composed primarily of early 60s and late 50-year-old people, primarily. Okay? You have to remove yourself from the nonsense. Jeff Sessions is clowned by Trump every single day of Trump's life. Trump goes to bed, he's like, Sessions was horrible. That's how he goes to sleep at night. He's like, Melania, Sessions was horrible. Good night. And he sleeps for 3 hours and eats a couple Big Macs, and it's all good. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm going to get on this tangent. Then, now anything good that happens that I've been saying forever, that Tom Fitton and Sarah Carter and Kimberly Strassel, Dan Bongino, all of these people, John Solomon is doing so much heavy lifting. Tom Fitton, like I said, he's the man at the head of all of this. Joe DeGeneva, Victoria Tenzing, Sean Hannity has done great work on this. Now, anything that happens, do you believe it now? Believe what? What should I believe? You see? Trust Sessions a million times. Trust Sessions an abomination. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But it would get worse because Trump did not merely seek to get Sessions involved. So what if he did? Trump wanted Sessions both to limit the scope of the investigation. He never got that, so who cares what he wanted? And to declare an outcome on the merits with respect to Trump itself. Well, there was no collusion, so he was right. This is bizarre. This action would have quite literally and directly obstructed justice. Would have being the operative phrase here. So, if I won the gold medal for boxing in the Olympics, I would have been awesome. I don't know. Limiting the jurisdiction of the special counsel to future elections would have, after all. Would have. Yeah, okay, it would have. Great. So what's the problem here? You can't indict anyone. It's not a criminal act of something that would have happened. As a criminal matter, this fact pattern. Oh, I'm sorry. You want fact patterns? Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Atlantic. Fact pattern. What's a fact pattern? Let's see. Money flowing from UBS, from Boeing, from countries for weapons deals, from 85 donors to giving $156 million, and then meeting Clinton. All of it, Uranium One, fact pattern Haiti, $10 billion raised, only 3% given to the people of Haiti. Look at that fact pattern. Let's see. Owning servers outside of the United States government, deleting 33,000 emails, while at the same time having a pay-to-play foundation. That's a fact pattern. Those are fact patterns. That's bizarre. Nothing there. Nothing there. Another example, Mueller reports that after the news broke that Trump had sought to get then... Mueller reports, he doesn't prove anything, he reports that after the news broke that Trump had sought to get then White House counsel Don McGahn to fire special counsel. So what? That's his lawyer. If he fired Mueller, by the way, he wouldn't be obstructing justice. There was no evidence of a crime. They were investigating based on a Papadopoulos conversation. It is not illegal to obtain, to know about a hack. It's not illegal. And there was never any link between the allegation that Papadopoulos knew about the DNC emails, which he didn't. He was only indicted for lying to an FBI agent about literally the email of the date of an email to Mifsud, who has ties to British intelligence, who, by the way, Mueller never interviewed. So there was no link to Trump at all. They tried to get Trump under 18, the U.S. Code 371 statute that I explained in my Federalist article below. There was no link to any of this stuff. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to Trump. Which is why there was no collusion found. But see, as you can see, this is just an Atlantic article. There's other articles too. So what? He tried to do this, and he told someone to end the probe, and he told someone to recuse himself, and how do you know he told anyone, number one? Number two, none of these people did what he wanted, if he had told them. So what's the problem? There was no obstruction. The best you can get is he tried to obstruct, but there was no obstruction. So you can't get people on trying to obstruct. He didn't obstruct anything. Even if Sessions had recused himself and went into the media and said he's a great president and there's nothing wrong, and he didn't do anything wrong, everybody. He's a wonderful person. And he never did anything wrong, and he never worked with the Putin, and he didn't conspire to buy Facebook ads, and he didn't hack the DNC, and you don't have to believe anything. Any questions? Do you think that Andrew McCabe was under criminal investigation? Do you think that James Comey, who leaked illegally classified memos? You think that Peter Strzok, who said, we'll stop Trump? You think any of these people would have stopped their maniacal quest? The Mueller team that was composed of hardcore Democrats? Not just, we're talking about Debbie Wasserman Schultz clones. You think they would have stopped anything? They obtained 30 indictments on things that have nothing to do with collusion. That inherent in that shows that they were just out to hurt Trump. And they knew there was nothing even before midterms, but they kept it going just so Democrats could win the midterms. It was like, if the Democratic Party doesn't outspend their opponents 2-1, Beto O'Rourke almost outspent Cruz 2-1, and Cruz is horrible. And he still lost. Clinton outspent Trump 2-1, literally 2-1, she lost. Beto, Clinton, and she's running again. But anyway, they have media, they have Hollywood, they outspend the Republicans 2-1, and still Trump won. And Beto lost. And it's like they won the House fine, but you had 2 years of the Helsinki summit? Oh my God, he should have punched Putin in the face. I do not care, and you do not care. The United States of America, the American people don't care that the DNC was allegedly hacked by Russia. They don't care. Nobody cares. If anything, most people are very happy that they finally found out that Bernie Sanders was cheated. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're so delusional. That's why when you see like Joe Scarborough and like everyone else, they're like, because you see it in the Helsinki summit. Oh, the Helsinki summit. It's like, this is not an invasion. This is not horrible. It's Facebook ads that didn't swing not even one vote. Not one person altered their vote because of a Facebook ad. Not one. Not one. They meddled. It's like a Scooby-Doo, cartoon. They just meddling kids. They meddled in the election. Those Russians meddled in the election. No, they didn't. With what? Well, they hacked the DNC to do what? To inform us that Bernie Sanders was cheated. But I thought you said he wasn't cheated. Well, he wasn't cheated. He was given every chance and Clinton won. Then what's the problem with knowing about the DNC emails? Because Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign. Why did she resign? For no reason. I thought you just said that. Well, which one is it? Bernie was given every chance to win? Or he was cheated and then people found that out. And because they found that out, you think that Russians swung the election. Which one is it? Then you have like the Washington Post who deliberately swung the election with the Access Hollywood tape. Oh, but that's not swinging the election. Sorry. Every single day on CNN, it was Trump is a madman. He's going to destroy the planet. He's going to destroy the planet. Trump's a madman. He's horrible. Oh, my God. But they didn't swing the election. They didn't swing the election. But the DNC emails, oh, my God, they swung the election. And it was because of Russia. Because they were so scared of Clinton, who didn't say anything to prevent the uranium sale. 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. The attempt to get McCann to write an internal memo disputing the story is a crucial fact here. How do we even know this happened? Another example, Mueller reports, who cares? Who cares what the Mueller team reports? They didn't back up anything with fact. It's all allegation based on gossip, hearsay, the testimony of people that we have no clue if they're telling the truth. I mean, Comey and Strzok and all of them lied under oath. Clapper and Brennan lie under oath. That's like something they love to do. Mueller reports that after the news broke that Trump had sought to get Don McCann to fire the special counsel, Trump sought to get McCann to deny the story. Okay, so how do you even know? So how do you know McCann is telling the truth? I mean, McCann didn't listen to Trump in this narrative. So what's the problem? He also sought to get him to create an internal... this is hilarious. So Trump obstructed justice because nobody listened to him. That's the narrative. Nobody listened to him. They didn't do what he wanted. And you had like a maniacal group of people who stood at, they're like banging through, waking up Roger Stone with like, this morning raid that CNN just miraculously found out about. Getting Michael Cohen on taxi, his failed businesses or whatever, his financial issues, has nothing to do with Trump, getting everyone to try to flip and sing. Meanwhile, and so Trump, they couldn't find anything, but they're like, oh, it's obstruction. Clinton takes BlackBerries, bangs them, actually spilled coffee on a couple. Okay, this is hilarious. Wipes servers clean before she gives them to the FBI. The FBI actually documented people actually lying to them, and they did nothing. Brian Pagliano was subpoenaed by Congress. He didn't show up. He's like, whatever. And meanwhile, Mueller did the same thing to one guy. I think, who was the guy? And he was like, I'm not going to show up. Why should I have to show up? And then like the panel on MSNBC is like, you can't do that. Mueller asked you. You can't deny the Mueller. Your life will be ruined. Meanwhile, Pagliano was like, you see this, Chaffetz? What you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing. You'll do nothing. And so it was so much obstruction. And then she committed crimes, obviously, transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government. Certain progressive pundits can't fathom that she committed crimes. They literally just can't. Like, it's against... They can't say, so they go after me for saying she was going to get indicted. which she committed crimes, and James Baker agreed with me. The top FBI legal counsel was under criminal investigation, agreed with me. So I had the pulse of what was going on. If she didn't get indicted, it was because of a criminal cover-up. So I don't get how people like, she's not indicted. It's the same thing with the whole Russian hacking nonsense. Like, either Bernie was cheated or he was given a fair chance. Which one is it? So either Clinton is an overt criminal and got covered up, or she didn't commit crimes. Which one is it? So you can't get on me for whatever. Oh, then they're like Trump Jr. meeting. There's no link between Natalia Veselnskaya and the Russian government and Putin. None of the people there were indicted for any criminal wrongdoing. If there wasn't collusion on the hacking, no, there wasn't. It sure wasn't for lack of trying. So what? Indeed, the Mueller report, that's not happening, makes clear that Trump personally ordered an attempt to obtain Hillary's emails. So? Even if that were true, so what? Hillary's emails were on servers outside of the United States government, where people inside the United States government were emailing her special access program and top secret intelligence, and they were finding its way in her basement. And allegedly, the emails that she deleted, that apparently Trump wanted, or that Trump told Russia to find her deleted emails, were about wedding planning and yoga. So what's the problem? A couple pictures of Clinton doing yoga. Clinton in the firefly stance. Or the happy baby. Or whatever. Enjoy the visuals. Enjoy the visuals. Which is to say, the Russian military intelligence, not one shred of evidence. ODNI and DHS reports come with warranty disclaimers. Read them. Anyway, it can go on forever. They can go on forever. They found nothing. Now they're going after obstruction. And this is why William Barr doesn't want to deal with this nonsense. This is why William Barr doesn't want to deal with the nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. Why does he have to deal with this, Michigas? Why does he have to deal with this? He's not speaking to legal counsel so they can relitigate everything that Democrats and liberals feel is important. I mean, what is he going to say? You know what? On this date, somebody said this about Trump. And what do you think? If the tables were turned, it was like, on this date, somebody said that Hillary Clinton wanted to transfer top secret intelligence onto her servers. She said that to me. The Democrats would be like, so where you have no evidence she said anything. But she had top secret intel on her servers outside the U.S. government. So what? You have no evidence that anyone said anything. But there's a Mueller report, the Mueller team. This was it was Trump's investigation from the Schmiel dossier that he purchased against Clinton, and the Schmapadopoulos conversation. Everything was bizarro world. Just flip the script. What? A conversation? Who you going to investigate the queen of all humanity based on a conversation? And a dossier that Trump purchased? Well, that's what you did to Clinton. That's okay when we do it, but not when they do it to us. Can you imagine a 400-page report, and then she was like, she was reading out a quote that Trump allegedly said. It's like, this is ridiculous. He allegedly said something. How do you know he said any of this? Where's the tape? Where's the email? Where's any of this? Oh my God, they got me. My presidency is over. Trump doesn't speak that way. He doesn't even speak that way. The whole he doesn't even speak that way. He doesn't say, even if like, let's say there was something that it would, topple his presidency, he wouldn't say, OMG, I am so, you know what, my presidency is over. He doesn't communicate in that manner. That's not who he is. And then the whole concept of blackmail, like, they have compromat on him. You think he cares? If there was like, let's say bodily fluids were raining down upon him, he would sell it. It would be like a viral video and he'd get money from it. He doesn't care. The Democrats are hilarious. They're like, oh my God, he's susceptible to compromising situations. Like, no, he won with the Access Hollywood tape. This is with Hillary Clinton having every single media entity backing her. She still lost. She's running again. And they're going to descend into madness. It's going to be lovely. I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait. Tell people that H.A. Goodman is saying, and God bless her, I hope she runs because it'll vindicate everything I've been saying, all my writing, everything. She's running again. Clinton's running again. I know I sound crazy when I'm saying this. I sound like I've lost it. She's running again. She's running. But it's true. She is. Do you think they're going to go with Amy Klobuchar? These are strategically timed things. Amy Klobuchar is announcing she eats salad with a comb. Who does that? What? Well, there goes that. Elizabeth Warren's announcing she failed her DNA test. Huh? Oh, she's gone. Bernie Sanders announced, okay, now everyone still hates. He got booed on stage the other day. The poor guy I don't say poor guy, he engaged in so many cowardly acts, and, you get in bed with vipers and like Comey and Clinton and all of them. He promoted the same myth that said he and Jill Stein were part of a Russian plot. Whatever, it is what it is. It is what it is. And then Beto O'Rourke has disgusting poetry and he eats dirt. The guy eats dirt. So, all right. Who else? Kristen Gillibrand. Nobody. She could walk into any grocery store, any restaurant. Nobody would know who she is. Nobody would care, and they still don't. New York Center. They don't care at all. They have nobody. Biden. Botox Biden? Botox, eucalyptus? Herbal essence, raspberry supreme. No. The sniffer? You're right. Look, Clinton might be related to, the guy downstairs in an office with no air conditioning, but she's the best thing they have, which tells you the state of the Democratic Party. Hillary Clinton is literally the best candidate they have, and she'll still lose miserably. It'll just be great to see the Democrats descend into an inferno of mayhem, which it's good for the country. Because then media will be like, maybe we've been on the wrong team this whole time. And they're going to lose again. and you're going to see then, like, the second part of Trump's presidency, the media is like, the guy's a good president. Because they're going to realize, like, every single day we've been saying that the universe is going to end, and actually the country is doing pretty well. If you subtract the meltdown from Hollywood and media, the country's doing pretty well. And then if you subtract also the bogus allegations that he's at fault for certain things, which I'm not even going to get into right now. It's Hillary Clinton who referred to black youth as super predators. It's Madam Secretary who actually referred to Mahatma Gandhi as a gas station attendant. That was Clinton said that, not Trump. Clinton, the wonderful Democratic nominee for 2020. Give me your thoughts below. So she said these horrible, horrible things, done horrible things, but you know how it goes. William Barr is not playing. He's not playing their game, and they are upset. Check out my Federalist articles below. My Patreon link is below in the pinned comment, a little bit after my articles. If you want to be part of my newsletter, it's contactgoodman78@gmail.com. That's how you can reach me. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much.